463 days. That's 1 year, 3 months, and 6 days since Quadeca dropped his career-defining I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. On February 16th, 2024, Quadeca finally put out his anticipated follow-up to the internet's favorite concept album. Scrapyard is a 46-minute record boasting 15 songs, many seen before in his 3-part groups of songs, fittingly titled Scrapyard 1, 2, and 3. In 2022, Quadeca hit the music scene with the resoundingly conceptual I Didn't Mean to Haunt You, garnering praise from seemingly every corner of the internet. But here we are now in 2024, and with enough talk about the past, let's dive into Quadeca's new shiny toy that he dropped for us all. On top of the series of groups of songs we've had time to become familiar with, Quadeca dropped 7 brand new songs with his release of the album Scrapyard. Out of the 15 total songs, there are only 2 features. Break-Ins and Kevin Abstract of Brockhampton, an impromptu feature that I'm sure was not planned based on this tweet, but more than welcome by fans. Released in Scrapyard Pack 1 was A La Carte, the song featuring Break-Ins, and You Don't Know Me Like That. In Scrapyard Pack 2, we saw the releases of Dust Cutter, I Make It Look Effortless, and Under My Skin. And finally, in Scrapyard Pack 3, we saw the release of Easier, Even If I Tried, and Guess Who. Now, since these songs have been out for a while, I'm going to refrain from jumping too deep into them, as there has been plenty of time for the dust to settle, but very quickly. A La Carte is a beautiful guitar back track featuring one of the funkiest bass lines I've ever consumed as a listener. The track You Don't Know Me Like That sees a pitched up Quadeca who has seemed to have totally mastered any sort of production skills he has been honing for recent years since his From Me to You days, having trouble opening up to people after being left timid and ashamed from the person he is referencing in this song. Dust Cutter, originally an I Didn't Mean to Haunt You leftover, somehow, finally sees a release on Scrapyard. The song directly follows the plot of the I Didn't Mean to Haunt You story told from the perspective of a ghost. Quadeca wasn't exaggerating when he titled this track I Make It Look Effortless. Dude is literally sitting there drilling dude perfect trick shots while displaying just how talented he is in his production, vocals, and his lyricism. Seeing as Under My Skin is on the D side of the I Didn't Mean to Haunt You vinyl, I think it's safe to say that it's another leftover off that album, but in here Quadeca seems to have trouble letting go of a former partner over some very brain-tickling synths.
Said I'd be there for you, and still I am. I'll be there in spirit, I'll be there in spirit.
With the release of Scrapyard 3, we saw Easier, Even If I Tried, and Guess Who. Now, to me, Easier is one of the best tracks Quadeca's ever made. This song sees Quad being so brutally honest with someone that he knows deserves to know how he really feels. He seemingly enjoys the idea of being in a relationship and not being alone more than he actually loves the idea of the person that he's writing about. The track Even If I Tried might just be a reference to his other songs where he states he struggles with confidence and self-image. This song might just have some sort of self-reassurance that even if he tries, he is going to put in his best efforts and swears he won't miss. Vintage Quadeca is shining through on the track Guess Who, showing that he can be confident when he's in his bag and nothing can hold him back, with bars like if you put me in a box, double check 'cause it gotta be 100 miles deep, and it was her turn and lied to me, but she just passed out at the chance. Over one of the nastiest beats I think he's ever made. With the release of the full album, we see the tracks Pretty Privilege, What's It To Him, Way Too Many Friends, Being Yourself, You Tried That Thing Where You're Human, Guide Dog, and Texas Blue, featuring Kevin Abstract. The track Pretty Privilege sees Quadeca singing and rapping about as vulnerably as one can, playing into his issues with his self-image with bars like, if I was really so pretty, I wouldn't want to be seen, and the heavy, I'm sucking in my stomach just to hug you like you want me to. The bottom line is this song is getting as far in any sort of identity issues we've probably ever seen Quadeca discuss, and mad respect to him for being able to air out his laundry like that, because it's never easy to put your insecurities online knowing just how cruel people really can be. What's It To Him is honestly a pretty awesome follow-up from Pretty Privilege, because in the chorus he literally says, I'd like to hide a little less, I'd like to cry a little more. I think being vulnerable is the first step to that. In Way Too Many Friends, Quadeca disguised as Jack Harlow gives us a nice little song about feeling bad about not keeping up with his friends as much as he should. Being Yourself is possibly a look into Quadeca's brain in the midst of an abusive relationship. His confidence is suffering and he is reassuring himself that he has to be himself despite being judged by the person in the song, shouting, manning up, standing up, when I just stood around, and down and up, out of touch, somehow I stuck around. The third to last song on this album, You Tried That Thing Where You're Human, might just be the most emotional song he's ever released. I think this song might be perfectly executed as far as creating poetry and music that represents that falling short and doubting yourself is part of the human condition. The grating repetition in the chorus does a really good job of describing the monotony of feeling like you're failing on a day-to-day basis, but ultimately coming to understand that at the end of the day, you're human and you're always going to make mistakes. In my opinion, Guide Dog's the best song on the album. I think it's beautifully simple, it has incredible lyricism, and I really appreciate the comparison that is the undying loyalty of dogs. One of the lines I love is when he says, "If I could, I would trade you my eyes so you can see you with the clearness of mine." Before I dive into any part of the lyrics of this song, I just want to say, shout out Quadeca for manifesting this for himself. He said in this Fantano interview that he would love to make a song with Kevin Abstract. It's just awesome to actually see his manifestation in the Fantano interview come to life.
Young Hades wants to know if there are any artists who you'd like to mention that you'd like to be working with, especially for your next project.
Oh yeah, actually, Kevin Abstract is somebody that I think I would make something really cool with. Whether that be like a collab song or like production or collaborating on something, you know.
The chorus sees Quadeca singing, "I'll be honest, it hurt so much more than I knew, but who asked you?" I think this is them coming to terms that being with the person in the song is a detriment to their mental health, and they may have made the realization that their feelings matter and do not need to be brushed aside for the pleasing of their partner. Quadeca also sings, "I'm going missing the second I give in, so I gotta give it to you," which is just showing that Quadeca's fear for being honest with his partner drives him to the point of wanting to run away. Now, I don't know exactly everything Quadeca was writing about, but this is just how I interpreted the album. I think just song to song, Quadeca proved that he didn't need to follow any sort of concept or plot to be a good songwriter, just as individual songs go. Anyways, if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you've heard Scrapyard, but if you haven't, please feel free to go check it out. But thanks for watching. Any support on this video is greatly appreciated.